Welcome back, beautiful New York City. I'm your host, Zen Sams, here on FinTech TV, live from the iconic New York Stock Exchange, right here in downtown Manhattan. Today we're featuring Brandon Dawson, author of NineFigure Mindset, how to go from zero to over 100 million in net worth. He's the co-founder and CEO of Cardone Ventures with business partner Grant Cardone, which in less than 4 years went from startup to 130 million in revenue with over 200 employees. Today we're chatting about his new book, NineFigure Mindset, Scaling Your Business 10X, and how he sold his last company for an astonishing $151 million. Welcoming now to the show is the amazing Brandon Dawson. Welcome, superstar.
Thank you. Great to be here with you.
Absolutely. Congratulations on your new book. You can now officially add author to your many list of accomplishments. So tell me, can you provide an overview of Cardone Ventures and its core business?
Sure. We're a business education and scaling organization. So we help business owners learn how to grow and scale and create massive value, and then they hire us to engineer their business and then manage it for them.
Interesting. So you've been at this for quite some time right now, and more importantly, there's one quote by Grant Cardone, and the quote is, "Don't be confused by what looks lucky to you. Lucky people don't make successful people. People who completely commit themselves to success seem to get lucky in life." And that's exactly what you have done. And congratulations to you. You've come a very, very, very long way. Now, how has Cardone Ventures performed financially over the last few years? Do share.
Yeah, great question. We started up 4 years ago. And in 4 years, we've generated, with no outside capital, no debt, actually no invested capital at all, entirely organically, we've generated $275 million of revenue and over $100 million of EBITDA.
Wow. Those are big numbers. I mean, you're known for saying that success isn't about working harder, but about ensuring you're striving towards the right goals and in the right direction. And I always say, and we've said this before in past interviews, build your factory mentality, right? Great example is Andy Warhol. We've said this time and time again. We've talked about this, but you probably know Andy Warhol is one brilliant artist and one of the founders of the pop art movement, but it was his business acumen, right? It was him being able to scale and his ability to mass produce art that made it all possible. So when you talk about that mentality, you could do it in art, you could do it in services, you could do it in business, and you're doing it over and over again. Nine-figure mindset right here. Now, talk to me, what markets be it geographical or segment-wise, are you looking to expand Cardone Ventures into?
Well, the small to mid-sized business space is over $12 trillion of revenue. It's entirely underserved. It's so fragmented, and it's a goldmine of opportunity, not only for potential investors, but for the entrepreneurs, the founders, those individuals that make up that $12 trillion space. Cardone Ventures is creating a path, a vehicle, a marketplace for them to access capital, to be able to access the best practices, resources, things that normally are not afforded to the small business owner.
I'm going to go back to one of those quotes, and it's success tends to be those who are most committed to giving it the most attention, and that's exactly back to your nine-figure mindset and everything that's the ethos of Cardone Ventures. Now, about a decade ago, I first learned about a principle for maximizing time, and it was, of course, pioneered by legendary, John Maxwell. He calls it the 10-80-10 principle, and I understand that you have a book, and he is part of this ethos, and serendipitously it involves John Maxwell. Tell us about that and how that falls in alignment with what you guys are doing at Cardone Ventures.
Yeah, so John Maxwell actually wrote the foreword to my book. He's a dear friend of mine. I started working with him in his business about 11 or 12 years ago, and we had so much success together. He became a firm believer in what we did for the small business space, and so he wanted to be the one to write my foreword, and he's a dear friend of mine, great global leader, great example of someone who thinks bigger and does more, and so it was a pleasure for me to have him write my foreword.
It's so important to have mentorship, right? Because I know enough to know that I don't know everything, and so I'm always learning, and you learn by example, and having a mentor and having somebody in your corner like Maxwell. That's a huge, you know, that's a big endorsement, right? That's a big endorsement, especially when it comes to authoring a book. Now, last question. So, thank you for your time, but more importantly, how do we get your book, Nine-Figure Mindset?
Yeah, well, it's coming out September 19th. You can go pre-order it right now on Amazon, and I'll tell you, we've had a lot of success with this book. You know, I rang the opening bell of the American Stock Exchange when I was 29 years old. I talk about it in this book because I thought I was on top of the world, and I had a lot of setbacks. Had to restart, reset, and do it again. I'm on my third iteration, and this book talks about how not to give up.
Wow. So 29 years old
That's right.
is when you rang the bell right here at the iconic New York Stock Exchange.
That's correct.
And I don't want to reveal your age because he does look really young. But what I will say is not only have you come full circle, but this is exactly where you're supposed to be. There are no coincidences. And this book, my friend, is a testament to your hard work and to your dedication, not only to the industry, but to the fans that follow you, to your business partner, to your family, to your wife. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys definitely have to go get this book. It's out September
19th.
September 19th. Guys, you definitely have to check out Brandon Dawson. Listen, around 74% of startups fail due to premature scaling, which happens when a growing business hires new employees, adds too many features, and enters new markets before fully establishing its products and business plans. So, before you decide to scale your business, make sure you have established a solid foundation and definite goals, and definitely check out Brandon Dawson's new book, Nine-Figure Mindset, How to Go From Zero to Over 100 Million in Net Worth. I'm your host, Zen Sands, live here from the iconic New York Stock Exchange here on FinTech TV. We'll be right back after this.